Hello, I'm IBX Tweaker, and today I'm going to be reviewing the most recently released texture pack for Minecraft Xbox, and that is the SteamPunk Texture Pack, which is a very unique texture pack which just released yesterday for Minecraft Xbox, and which is releasing early November for Minecraft PlayStation. So, in these texture pack reviews, what I do is I show you a little bit of my builds and my buildings, that sort of stuff, as well as showing you the overground world, showing you like how stuff naturally spawns, and then I like to show you the Nether and the underground world, so you can get a kind of feel of the texture pack based on what you most frequently play. If you like spending a lot of time in the Nether and you don't really build that much, then maybe that's more important to you. And I feel it's important to show you everything in the texture pack, not just show you some selective stuff. So that's what I like to do. So, of course, we'll be using survival for this in my survival world. And if you do decide to buy the texture pack because you think it's your thing afterwards, it costs just 65p in the UK or $1 in the US to buy. And you can save even more money than that by buying Microsoft points or Microsoft gift cards on Amazon, because you can buy a £25 gift card for £23.80, or you can buy, I think it's $20 worth of Microsoft points for $18. So if you want to save some money, I'll leave links in the description, but if you don't care and you just want to see the texture pack, of course we'll get straight into it with this little texture pack review. So my very first impressions of this texture pack, the SteamPunk Texture Pack, well, it's pretty cool, because if you look at the windows, you look at the doors, and you look at this texture here, it's a really, really interesting and like kind of varied texture pack that still lets you understand what's going on. And, that kind of feeling persisted with me, because even as I went to some of the more unsettling parts, like, look at the mobs, for instance. Like, these mobs are really, really scary, confusing to me, at least personally. Like, for instance, the cows are just made from metal and have masks on. All of the sheeps are wearing these weird gas masks, and I get that it's a steampunk texture pack, but why do the chickens need to be robotic? That's just all I'm saying about that. So yeah, but the mobs are a little confusing, and the same thing kind of applies to some of the plant life. So if you look at the pumpkins, for instance, they're quite clearly made from metal, and it doesn't make sense that you can grow them from the ground. But besides a few illogical things, which, let's face it, Minecraft is pretty illogical anyway, the texture pack is generally a really great thing. Like, also, one more thing, like, these trees are made from clockwork. But if you look at the, the grass beneath you, for instance, this is some of the best looking grass we've ever seen in the texture pack. I really like this grass texture. I think it's the best looking grass texture, and I don't understand why, something like this hasn't been done before. Other than that, the lava, the water, the two fluids that you'll be seeing a lot, they look kind of average, with a nice little animation on them, which is always great to see. So, also, do you see that? Like, underwater, the sun looks different than above water. That's a weird thing, but as you can see, by the way, the sun looks kind of average. It's just a really big thing with a cog in the middle. I really like it, but the moon is the thing you're going to want more. So, to show you some buildings, stone and wood, they look kind of vaguely similar to how they used to look, just with some interesting patterns on them, or an interesting colour on them in this case, and, it's kind of dull. It'll mean everything will transfer over, but you won't be building anything that looks too amazing with it, in my opinion. The things that I think look really, really incredible are the actual metal blocks. So look at those gold blocks up there. They really stand out from the rest of the stone around them, and look at the iron blocks in here. They look incredible. I really, really like the metal blocks. There's a lot of incentive to build stuff with them, so maybe for creative, or maybe if you're wanting to put a lot of effort in survival, this texture pack gets really good when you get this stuff going. Speaking about iron, by the way, the iron golem look absolutely terrifying, and that's a good thing. I like mobs that are meant to be terrifying, looking terrifying, and pretty much all the mobs in this texture pack are really scary, so that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your opinion. And finally, while we're in the overworld, just one last thing, and that is going to be the pixel art / the wall colouring. So, the way in previous texture packs, what they've done with the wall is made it so it's either doesn't make any sense or it's kind of boring. In this texture pack, they've made it so all your pixel art will still make perfect sense. If you make something out of wall, it still is, perfectly logical. But with the interesting twist that the stuff inside it can still be used separately to make machinery, for instance, or barrels. And I really, really like the way they've done that. It's the best of both worlds. It means you don't get a world like the Mass Effect texture pack, which ruins your pixel art. Like, look at my toy cat up there. He looks just fine. If not, he even looks slightly better with this texture pack. So, that's always a strong thing. Also, look at the moon, by the way. Looks incredible. So, that's what I think of the overworld. A lot of the textures are kind of dull and boring, but that's a necessary evil. And a lot of the textures are improved in this really nice way. And I think for building, this texture pack has a lot of strong points going. It might be one of the better ones that are unique to transfer your, natural, it's not natural, your default texture pack world to. And that's always a strong thing to be said for it. So, before we head into the Nether, one last thing I will say is the Nether portal looks incredible. Look at this Nether portal. If you're going to pick a texture pack based on Nether portal alone, which you probably shouldn't do, but if you were going to do that, this texture pack would have to win hands down. So, Let's head into the Nether then, shall we? So, first thing you'll notice about the Nether is the Netherrack looks absolutely incredible. Instead of being a throwaway block like it used to be before, it's this unique block that actually is really nice. You could take the overworld and make a volcano with it if you wanted to, and that's always a cool thing. More building ideas, always better than less. So, there's also the Soul Sand, which is kind of creepy, could be used for other builds and stuff if you want to. Nether Warts look just fine, and also there's a Ghast up there. Hello, Mr. Ghast, you're very robotic today. And one of the more interesting blocks, which I'm pretty sure is the same as the Halloween texture pack, is the Nether Brick, which is like this interesting mix of green and black, which I really like. It entirely changes the texture, but still fits in just fine with the Nether, which is something I really like. So, yeah, the Nether Brick, probably one of my favourite blocks, even though it's different, which is nice. And something you'll notice as I look at the Nether in general is even though loads of stuff looks entirely different, like look over here, like like the blocks themselves look different, the overall feeling of the Nether is exactly the same, and that's, you know, it means you can actually understand what's going on, which is always a positive. So, by the way, here are some zombie pigmen, which look absolutely terrifying to me, which, again, always a good thing. I like being absolutely scared of stuff when they're meant to be scary. So if you want to attack zombie pigmen, try and get the gold nuggets, you might want to, you know, think twice before doing it in this texture pack, because there's a lot of them, and they're very scary just to look at, let alone fight. So, let's head up these stairs. Also, there's a magma cube. And let's hope we don't get hit by a gas fireball, because that seems to be the, you know, trend with this cobblestone thing. So as we head up here, you can see the Nether in general. Like I said, it looks all pretty good, and I like that a lot. So, oh, we didn't get hit by a gas fireball. I should be able to show you like 2 or 3 ghasts at once just up here. There's a ghast over there, there's a magma cube up there, and let's run away from that. And the final thing about the Nether that you might want to notice is the fire. It looks really, really good. Even for the real world, like, I really like the fire, because, again, it looks really similar to the Fault Fire, but kind of tuned in a way that fits the theme of the texture pack. And I think this is one of the best texture packs that they've done, that all kind of gels together as a result. Like, if you're going to the Nether, it still feels the same. And I like that they've done that. Instead of, you know, kind of ruining the Nether, kind of ruining the end or whatever, they've made it all just blend into this really nice kind of texture pack, and that's always good. Also, by the way, look at this texture pack you see in the background just here. It looks pretty cool. I wish we could see that themed world. So, let's finally show you the, like, I guess the second half of the overworld, and also the underground world, because a lot of people do a lot of mining, myself included, and it's nice to have a texture pack that doesn't confuse you and hurt your eyes when you go underground. So, first of all though, I want to just quickly show you the Sugarcane Farm. So, as you can see, it looks kind of fine. Also, there's the moon up there. It looks kind of fine. Oh, let's get this creeper away from me. It looks kind of fine at a glance, but what really gets me, and it's just the same thing as the pumpkins from before, and there are so many creepers here, but it's actually like this metallic kind of mix of springs, metal rods, and like whatever else in between, and it doesn't make any sense that you can grow that, and now I've, oh jeez, and now I've just got an insane sugarcane farm that doesn't even make sense. So, there's that to consider. And while we're up here, let's just quickly consider the UI and stuff. If you look at the start menu, really, really nice start menu made from gold blocks. If you look at the like inventory screen, kind of a standard inventory screen, just with a little star there for some reason. And in general, you know, not too bad when you look at stuff. Like if you look inside a crafting table, or you look inside a furnace, it all looks, you know, kind of good. Interesting enough, actually, with the crafting table, if you look how far apart these tabs are, I really like this design. Like, there's got to be something said for that. So, you know, that's your, if crafting tables are an area you spend most of your time with. I'm going to stop making silly hypotheticals. So, just one final thing as far as what's good underground. If you look at these lapis lazuli blocks, like the gold blocks and the iron blocks, they look absolutely incredible. They're not naturally meant to be here, so it's not really part of the underground, but I figured I'd still mention it anyway. So, speaking of just underground in general then, if you spend a lot of time mining, you will understand what you're doing in this texture pack. Like, if you go mining somewhere, you understand what's going on. Like, I'll show you just here. Like, you understand that you're mining forwards, and you're going to find blocks like that, and it's just, you know, what you expect. However, I think it's kind of dull and boring, even more boring than the default texture pack, and, you know, that's something that you wouldn't figure was possible, but somehow this texture pack managed it, and I guess that's a necessary evil to make it make sense and stuff. Like, you know that this is stone, you know this is gravel, you know that that was dirt over there, but it still feels as if there could be some excitement going on. Maybe the stone by default could be a more bright colour, but maybe that's just the feel they're going for this texture pack. So overall, let's just show you a couple of other things underground, like a mob spawner for instance. overall, the texture pack is pretty good. It's one of the best ones as far as like how all the different parts of it link in together. Like it all kind of fits together in this really nice way. And yet you can still use it to make some really interesting builds that aren't natural in the creative mode, I'm sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing what some people can do with this, because it's one of the more inventive texture packs we've had yet. It also gels together really well, and it's probably one of the better texture packs. It's not the best, it's definitely not beating the natural or the fantasy or anything like that, but it's an interesting texture pack that having as part of your like collection is going to be a good thing. And I'm sure 4J Studios know that they want interesting texture packs that aren't the best, but that fit into a collection. So, as an overall review, should you buy it or not? If you like having lots of texture packs, and, you know, 65p is nothing to you, I think I might have mentioned on the podcast that's going up this week that it's not really a whole bunch to spend, that, you know, it's definitely worth buying. If you don't really use texture packs that often, however, it's not going to be one that will change your mind on that. It is just a texture pack with some interesting stuff going on. So, yeah, pick up the texture pack if you want another texture pack. If you don't, then that's cool too. If you want to buy it, again, there's links in the description to save yourself some money, and also liking the video would be very appreciated, because it helps out the channel a lot, and yeah, if you could do that, it'd be appreciated. If not, I get what you're saying anyway. So, thank you for watching the video. Leave a comment letting me know what you think about this texture pack, and I'll see you guys in a video later, or tomorrow, whatever. And here's an outro.